Hello folks, I'm here today with this Carpuride infotainment device. What it basically does is, say you've got an old car with an AM/FM stereo and maybe a CD player or a cassette player, or even a more modern car with a tiny incy-wincy little infotainment system. This will give you a massive great infotainment screen. It will also give you Apple CarPlay and Android Auto on cars that don't currently have it. All you really need is a 12-volt charging socket and an auxiliary input or a radio in the car, because you can tune the thing into a spare radio station or just plug in the auxiliary input and job's done. Now the great thing about this is it's not a permanent fix. You don't need to get an auto electrician out or a car stereo fitter out. You can do it yourself. You can take it away when you're not using it. You can take it from one car to another. It should prove to be a piece of cake. Let's see how that works out in practice. I'm just going to do a quick unboxing and then we'll go over to the car and get it installed and see what we think of it there. Spoiler alert, by the way, I have already unboxed this once. I just lost the footage, so I'm having to redo it again. So you'll see some of the things that open in here when I do actually unbox it, but haven't used the system yet, and you will see me do that in real time. Okay, so let's get to unboxing. As I said, I have already done this once before, so yours will look a bit nicer than this when it arrives. But there's the screen, 10.3 inches of goodness, and that should be enough for anyone for now. Really nice. Let's take that. Oh, that's always an enjoyable thing to do, isn't it? Really nice, smooth screen. That feels like really good quality actually, but what the resolution's like, we shall find out shortly. On the back here, it's all quite simple. You've got a USB-C, which is the power socket. That actually goes to a 12-volt socket into your car, and you just plug that in there. Got USB-A, got audio out, 3.5mm jack that is. Then you've got a camera out, an SD card in or a TF card in, and a microphone in. You've then got the power button up there, and that's about it. You'll see here the point where you sort of mount the mounting bracket onto the back. You've also got a little speaker. If you've got a car without a stereo at the moment, or for some reason it's impossible for you to connect any other way, you can use that little speaker in emergencies. So moving on to the rest of it, we have this mounting bracket, which is extremely versatile. You can do anything with that, and it's also telescopic, so you can find some way for that to fit in just about any car you can imagine. If you prefer something more permanent, you've got this bracket here, which will sit on the dash. You've got a sticky pad on the back and also some screw holes if you want it really permanently fixed. You've then got the 12-volt power adapter, which is fairly straightforward. As you can see, it's USB-C into the device. You've got a 3.5mm audio cable. And then you've got another little sticky pad for if you want to mount the suction cup elsewhere other than a piece of glass. You've then got your instructions and what's this? A quick start guide. I'm not going to use that because A, I'm a man, and B, I feel like things should be really intuitive to use. So I'm going to not use that unless I really desperately need to. Right folks, so for the purpose of demonstrating this, I'm in our C5 Aircross. Wouldn't particularly need one in this car because it's got a big infotainment system, it's got Apple CarPlay, but I'm just trying to demonstrate this for you guys. Now I don't have an auxiliary input in this car, so I will be tuning the thing into a radio station, so we'll see how that works out. Obviously you've got a choice of different mounts, as I said before. It's really good. A lot of companies don't do that, they just give you one. So I'm going with the suction mount here. I'm just attaching that now. I'm going to plug in the 12-volt cable into the back of the unit, and we shall mount it on here. So we've got it mounted on the windscreen. Obviously you'd need to follow local laws about where you place it and everything else, so I've just put it here for the demonstration. So before I do anything else, I'm just going to connect the phone via Bluetooth. It says it's discoverable, it's W113 blah blah blah, so that's come up on my Bluetooth list. Then we get the pair request, so I'm going to pair it. I'm going to allow contacts and favorites, and that's now connected. As you can see up here, we've got Jim's iPhone connected. So that's the first thing dealt with. And then next, let's go to, oh, there we go. It's gone straight into Apple CarPlay. And this is the audio just coming from the little speaker in the back. I'm going to stop that because I'll get a copyright strike or something, so we're going to swap that. As you can see, this is the home screen on Carplay, and there's a ton of real estate there. This screen is huge, like absolutely ginormous. We've got car home up here, so I'm going to guess, yep, that takes us back to this screen. Okay, so we're now going to try and connect it to the car stereo. Obviously, if you did have a 3.5mm audio jack auxiliary input in your car, you literally just set your stereo to that auxiliary input, then you plug one end of this into the car and one end into that device. Piece of cake. It's probably the best way to do it if you've got that available to you. But you can actually transmit this via Bluetooth, so I could connect this to Bluetooth to the car and then my phone via Bluetooth to this. I'm not going to do that because a lot of people watching this are not going to have Bluetooth in their car, which is why they're getting something like this in the first place. So I'm going to go to FM transmit, and then it's going to ask for a band. Let's try 87.5. So you'd obviously normally store that now as a preset. So let's go back into this and play something and see if we get it through the car stereo. Let's go to Amazon Music. Right, so I'm now getting it through the car stereo and through the speaker on here. So I'm going to turn off the device speaker. Okay, that was right. Go into settings and you're in the device speaker. So I'm going to go back to CarPlay, go to Amazon Music. I'm going to play it again. And we're turning that off again, just ensuring I don't get a copyright strike there. But that's coming through the audio system of the car now, just like a radio station would. Perfectly decent quality. Obviously, if you did have interference, you can mess around and find a clearer radio frequency to tune it to. And of course, you can connect it via Bluetooth as well. As I said before, phone to this to the stereo as Bluetooth, if your car's obviously got Bluetooth audio. So let's look at the other features of the device now. We know it does Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The Apple CarPlay is obviously wireless. I'm assuming with Android Auto you'd need to plug something in, because I'm not aware of any wireless Android Auto systems at the moment, but I could be completely wrong on that. You've got AirPlay, you've got AutoLink, so you've got a massive multi-band EQ, so you can really tailor whatever kind of sound settings you like. You've also got various presets and things in there. SD card, so you can play audio directly from that SD card, and I'm sure if you connected a camera you could record to that SD card. USB, so if you're not plugging in your phone via USB, you could just put a little USB thumb drive in there with all your music on. Great piece of kit really. You can even customize the boot logo, so when you turn it on it shows the boot logo for your car, so it feels a little bit more factory. The other thing to mention is really any auto electrician worth their salt would be able to hardwire this in for you, so you didn't have cables trailing around. If you wanted to keep it permanently in one vehicle, that wouldn't be a bad way to go. Hide the cables around the back of the dash, mount it up permanently on here, and as I said, it makes any old car suddenly feel more modern, and it gives you access to all these modern creature comforts like Bluetooth audio, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, USB media, SD card media, etc. Now, full disclosure, I've been sent this for free, but I'm going to give it away. Okay, so anyone that buys me a coffee before the end of April and has done in 2023 will get an entry to get this for free, and all my coffee members will get 2 entries for every coffee they've purchased me in 2023, and that runs until the end of April 23. Now, if you're not the lucky winner of that, I'm going to put a link in the video description to the Carpuride website, and there's also a discount code of Jim15 that gives you 15% off any device you buy from them. No strings attached. That's it. Now, obviously I don't have a need for one of these personally. I've tested similar devices in the past. This is a very, very good one. The screen real estate is huge. There's plenty of different options for connectivity, plenty of different options for mounting the thing. It's really quite a nice bit of kit. Thanks for watching this one, folks. Please give the video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Don't forget, Jim15 is the code for that 15% discount, and the link is in the video description. See you on the next one.